Why I want us to be careful with this narrative is that's what led to what is going on in Ghana now. That Ghanaians are saying Nigerians took our jobs. That's what led to the fracas in South Africa. Nigerians are taking our jobs. So is that not what you're also now saying? That foreigners are taking your jobs?
Detriment of the local population.
How is it to the detriment?
Because
hey, you want to make a bit of money? You should do what I did. Get into farming.
Hi, welcome once again, family. If you are yet to subscribe, please do hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like and share. Today, we continue our conversation with Mr. Banjoko. He's an authority in the agri space, and we discuss issues affecting everyday farmers like you and I. Enjoy the rest of this video. Alright, so let's move to the next question. We will still talk about GMOs, but I want us to come back to GMO later. Now, there are allegations. I too am part of the people that are making these allegations that it's the middlemen that are capturing, most of the profits in this agricultural business. Like the farmers themselves, most farmers are still poor. Okay. But you see, the middlemen are the ones that I feel like are making most of the money in agriculture, and there are many people that stand with me on this. So what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so for you and those who stand with you on it, this will be my question. Why do you need a middleman? If you can produce and sell directly, why do you need a middleman? Why do you go and plant and not after plant, either before you plant or after you plant, or before you start rearing your animals, or after you start, the day you bought your birds and start feeding them? Why didn't you go to the market to go and look for somebody to buy your products? Why do you wait to the point where your product is going rotten or it's been harvested that same day and you start looking for market? Why? Is that wise? Somebody has taken his time to stick out his integrity to look for a market. And at times what people also don't know is that some off-takers or middlemen are the ones that pay the farmers. Why they wait for the off-takers to pay them, taking that risk? Okay,
so are you saying off-takers are separated from middlemen? I thought off-takers are still...
No. The off-taker at times might be the last person using it, the consumer, really.
Okay.
Let's break it down. I can off-take your product, but that does not mean I'm the one using it. Yes. I can buy, maybe you produce maize, I come to your farm, I buy the maize, I'm like an off-taker to you. Yes. So you can either call me an off-taker or a middleman. Okay. But I'm not the one processing or using it. I will still take it to somebody using it.
Yes.
So at times, I do that for those in cassava nutrient, for example. And I have some people that I will buy the cassava from, give to the processor, and I don't get paid even in 3-4 months. Can a farmer wait for 3-4 months? So what about the risk I've taken paying them? What about the interest on my funds and all that? But all I will say is that if you are in a position whereby you are off taking from farmers, don't be greedy. But all I will say is that you must know what value. Would you rather have your product go bad completely?
I have this situation here. The reason is really hurtful to me is that I have this personal situation. Like when I was in Ijebu, Oruwa.
Okay.
When I harvested my corn.
Okay.
Me, I'm farming. I'm a small farmer. Our guy is a big farmer.
Who says?
So when I harvested my corn, and we were keeping it to dry and this thing. Some middlemen came that okay, we'll take this thing. It's also almost like as if they were trying to take advantage of my desperation.
Yeah.
Because normally when you finish farming, you want to try and sell off your produce as quickly as possible so that you can have that cash to reinvest and plant for the next season. So I noticed that these people were coming with prices that were very, very ridiculous. And the farm, even though it's a bit of a distance from, the market, even though it was a bit of a distance from me, I noticed that the prices were significantly different.
Okay.
from what those ones were pricing me when I was in the village.
Okay.
For example, now that maize, I think the maize, someone was pricing me like 10,000 for some quantity.
Okay.
Just taking that maize from where I was to the market, it was almost double the price that you're offering me.
Okay.
And if I just turned it to seeds, it was like way more because maize was very scarce that period.
Okay.
So at the end, if I turned it to seeds, I was making like 50,000. So that's what I did at the end.
Okay.
But I'm just stating that
that's what you did
at the end, because what I was trying to do is that I was trying to avoid
the
the middleman. So I sold it to someone directly that had like a sort that makes feed for poultry and all those things. So he bought it, and that was how I was able to make money that season. So I feel like they take unnecessary advantage of the farmers.
True.
So I don't know if is there something or a way we can curtail this.
So the way to curtail is what I just told you, and what you just did is what I said earlier on. If you have a product, look for those to buy it directly and sell to them directly. That's the way to go. Let me give an example. There was a day somebody called me, they had cassava on their farm. I think somebody had given them my number, and I got a place to sell the cassava for them that morning. And I also made arrangement for a truck to be taken to their farm to go and lift up the cassava. And I gave them the details. Okay, take it, this is where the thing is going. Do you know they went, supplied, and they told me they didn't supply, they did. After about 2 days, when they didn't get payment, they called me back. No, after about a week or so, when they had not gotten their payment, they now called me and they actually lied, they did it, and that. It can be offensive.
Yeah. Because
we had an agreement that I'm also going to charge a fee because it's not free.
Yes.
Which we agreed. But as magnanimous as I was, I called the owner of the company. I said, please, these guys, quickly pay them. And they were paid. I didn't take a dime from them. But what they did, is it fair?
They didn't pay you for your truck?
I didn't take a call. No. It's the company truck that I arranged for them.
Okay.
But my cost of facilitation. Because it's my network.
Yes.
I stood out because normally the factory will ask you bring sample for testing.
Yes, and things like
that. But because it's coming from me, all those steps was removed. So I also run a company. That's the question. So you either look for a market yourself, but once you want to use somebody else's credibility, because if that product had been taken there and there was issue, the company would have said, today, the products you said we should take and all that. So my own advice is look for your buyer. Okay. Whether in the city, if you know you don't want to deal with anybody coming to pay you maybe half the price, 50%, because let's be sincere, anybody who is taking their own integrity, their own funds to want to make money. Yes. And they will pry on your desperation, especially when you are desperate. What I'll tell you is don't be desperate. If you are not desperate, nobody will take advantage of you. So once you plant or you start rearing animal, don't wait till the day you are finalizing before you start asking who is buying, because a lot of farmers do that. They make that major mistake, which I wonder why. We should start either before you start your production or immediately you start looking for your market.
Okay. Thank you. So let's go to the next question. So there is this what specific actions are being taken? There is an issue of we're having aging farmers. We're looking at most of our farmers being 60 plus years. And I don't know what are the steps that you feel like the government is taking, or the place you are, the position you are now. Like, what steps are you guys taking in the position you are right now? To encourage Nigerian youth. You see, my channel and I have interviews with mostly young farmers. Okay. To show people that young farmers are actually into agriculture.
So who says I'm old?
You're also a young farmer. Yes, all young farmers. But what are the steps that are really taken by especially your department,
Okay.
to encourage farmers, young to.
I would say from where I operate as the chairman of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we've been encouraging a lot of young people.
Okay.
And what we've been doing is to make like a network of the young and the old, because the young has something to learn from the old. The
Okay.
old can also provide opportunity for internship,
Okay.
because that's where to start the journey.
Okay.
If you can learn the ropes, learn
Yeah.
about their mistakes, learn about their errors,
Yes.
and they can easily. So that's some of the things we do. We
Okay.
at the chambers we provide. We do bi-monthly meetings, for example, where you can network, ask questions, and all that. So that's what we do. And then for the government, I think the government have been saying a lot. I think as last week they brought out a policy to support young farmers with, I think, minimum of 100,000 thereabouts.
Okay. We're saying about this.
Yes, they just brought it out maybe about
Okay.
2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Where smallholder farmers can borrow 100,000, like all those market money.
What was the interest rates?
To be candid, I'm not sure it has any
Okay.
interest, so maybe it will be a single digit if it does have any.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if there's any interest. So
No.
I think on the government part, that's what they've been trying to do, to give small micro loans.
Okay. To encourage
To
young
encourage
farmers.
young farmers.
But in terms of, there was this video I watched. The most unattractive thing about agriculture is the amount of hard labor you have to put into it. Because to be sincere with you, I have done hard labor that I never thought I would ever do when I got into agriculture. Like, I never thought I'd be carrying 100 kg bags on this head. Because I'm used to, making money the easier way. Yes, I can open my phone, trade, stocks, Bitcoin, things like that. And before you know it, you're making maybe 30%, 40%, 50%, in a matter of months. But agriculture, every single step is filled with hard labor because we're still using ancient ways. So is there no system where suddenly as a young farmer you can get maybe machinery, something that just makes your life easier?
As a young farmer, if you can afford using, doing mechanized farming from
There's
the
no way
beginning.
to get like machine loans or
No,
something like that.
With even the new tractors the federal government just brought, there's a lease arrangement. Maybe we'll
Okay.
wait for more clarity on it, how to lease the tractors, what year, what rate are you paying.
Okay.
But as a young farmer, you can decide, if you look at the funds available, you can decide to mechanize from the very beginning.
Okay.
Maybe you want to do vegetables, for example, you want to clear 2 acres, because vegetables you don't need so much land. You
Okay.
can choose to use a bulldozer to clear it,
Okay.
and then you'll be fine. So,
Wow, but is it just a young farmer, someone that is working and has a normal job, cannot just get a bulldozer to clear
and then what I
land?
will also tell you,
Uh-huh.
it's a pity I didn't know this kind of question will come about. I've sent some pictures to you of what I used to do 10 years ago. When you start, you do a bit of those dirty jobs.
Okay.
Even till now, I was still on the farm yesterday. There's no way you are in agriculture and you are in production that you will not be involved in. For example, I have a culture. I can't walk past any of my palm fruits and it's surrounded by weeds. When I mean weeds, real weeds.
Yeah.
Because I see each crop as I look at the value of what is, so I will quickly use my hand
Okay,
to
I'll
remove
pick
the weeds
it.
around
Yes.
it.
Okay.
Because I feel like as I just saved a life.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel.
Okay.
So I still do some of those little things. So,
Okay.
but as God helps you to get more people to work with you, they labor on you. But it takes time to build any business. So all of us must be patient enough to grow our business.
Okay, so you're saying that as young people, we should just try and stick it through the hard, difficult beginnings.
Don't use the word hard. Let's use the word. Try to see the bigger picture.
Okay.
See the bigger picture and let that motivate you that whatever you are doing is just for a short time.
Okay.
And after some time, you'll be able to automate you. Because if you don't do this foundational work,
Okay.
then you'll not be positioned to attract investments. into your company or to, usually everybody wants to scale, you want to sit down in one big office, you want to, but agriculture is not like that. You have to do the work first and then get things in order. You see even some farms where you see ladies doing so much. Even ladies, young ladies.
Yes, I've met.
Yes, young ladies, you see them having vegetable farm, cassava farm. I still saw one yesterday, funny enough. She was planting plantain, supervising her malams. And so it's just what it give us. It's like those who are also into construction. You say you are a construction, you are running a real estate business. You see when they very some of them too, they have to be announced at the very beginning. I'm not saying you have to be the one mixing the bricks, but they spend more time on the site than at the beginning. But when the system, the process starts getting better, then you can withdraw to other.
Okay, and start doing other
so
things.
if you start with the operation, but as time goes on, the business gets structured and all that, you can now start withdrawing into other strategic positions in your company.
Okay, as you try to expand and.
But if you want to be MD CEO from the very beginning, you probably might not go far.
Okay. I think for all young farmers out there, this one was for us. This is for us. So I needed to ask him. Yes. So we'll come back to GMO right now.
Okay.
So prepare your mind.